Good afternoon. Thank you all for attending Health and Human Service Committee. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Baker McCormick,
Here.
Commissioner Peterson Mayberry,
I'm present officially. Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Commissioner Marecki, Commissioner Anderson,
Present.
Commissioner Ahmad, Commissioner Kaleem,
Yep.
Chair Scott.
Present.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you. All right, next item, please.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
I have none at the moment. Next item, please.
C, approval of the July 21st, 2026 meeting minutes.
It's been moved by Commissioner McCormick and supported by the birthday girl, Terry Marecki. All right, all in favor?
Commissioner Kaleem, did you have a
Yeah.
question?
No.
Okay. I had you as requesting to speak. Yeah.
No.
Okay. You can vote using your tablets.
Oh,
Not on the minute.
okay,
No.
all right.
Motion carried.
Sometimes I
Okay.
do, but not today.
Next item, please.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Thank you. Next item.
Item 1, under new business, requesting commission approval of retroactive amendment 5 to a 2-year comparable source contract with 3 one-year options to renew with Spectrum Juvenile Justice Services.
All right, does anyone here want to talk on this from Spectrum? All right, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. All right.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Tia Lorian. I'm the Deputy Director of Juvenile and Youth Services in Wayne County. And here I am in front of you guys today asking for commission approval of a retro contract between Wayne County and Spectrum Juvenile Justice Services in Highland Park. This is our third option to renew this contract to amend the current scope of services for the residential treatment services for our juvenile offenders.
All right. Thank you. Any questions? Commissioner Angelique Peterson Mayberry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My only question, and I saw paperwork mention 2 different things about the subcontractor, Mr. Curtis Long. Is he the subcontractor or is he not the subcontractor with the new amendment?
Yes, ma'am, he is. So he has been previously has a contractor as a psychiatrist, and he again is a subcontractor for them. So they total have 4 subcontractors on their in their list for this amendment.
Okay, and then one more question. So I know this mentions around the 50 beds, and there's I think I'm gonna go to the page, but it spoke specifically about beds being allocated for particular things. So how do we decide that?
Yes. So our total contract is 50-bed contract. And so in which we're minimum operation is 45 beds. And so with this contract amendment, we allocated specialty beds. So we have 3 designated DDCI, cognitively impaired beds for those youth whose IQ falls below 70, in which requires specialized treatment, altered programming at a much different pace than your average. And then we also have 2 sexual behavior programs that those 2 of those beds, we're going to go for those specialty programs. So again, for the SOT, which is what we call sexual offending treatment, they have to have a certain charge that will place them into this to require this kind of treatment. So we allocated those 2 different specialties.
So it's mandated. Is it mandated the number of beds? Because I'm just wondering if the population is greater, are we turning people away because we only have 5 specialty beds?
So we have 5 specialty beds, so we're not turning any people away. It's just a lower capacity at their level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, final question, Madam Chair. We talked about the age group here, and I think it starts as low as 7. So I know in other meetings, we talked about 10 as the minimum age. Does this not impact that?
No, so these guys are going to be specialty programs for 13 and older.
Oh, 13 and older.
Yes, I believe, and Derek is on here from Spectrum. He can let you know exactly the youngest that they have on here. But it's typically going to be 13 years old because they have to come from JDF.
Okay, I saw something that said ages 7. That's why I was confused because I know we initially came. So it's on page 1 of 6, and it says funding for services provided to youth ages 7 to 17.
I will get back with you on that one as it relates to where we see that age range.
Okay.
But I do know that he does not service 7-year-olds.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. If you
Thank
could let
you.
us know.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Monique Baker McCormick. Thank you, Madam Chair. I know. So at one point, we were providing residential services. There was some place out, I don't know, 30 miles away or I can't remember the location, but I'm so glad to see that these are more local.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad to see that. And why is this retro?
So this contract was retro because of the amount of conversations we had between Wayne County and Spectrum. So this was a lot of conversations. It's a much more enhanced scope of services. And so a lot of more requirements that we're asking and responsibility. And it was simply just because we went back and forth in the negotiation discussions quite a few times to narrow it down to come to an agreement.
Okay. And I see we have a barber here, in Redford. I represent Redford. And I was wondering how, does that work? Do they, I guess they provide the services in-house or
Yes.
travel there to provide those services?
So with Spectrum, so Mr. Marvin Wheeler is the barber. So he's a subcontractor of Spectrum. So the barber will go into Spectrum to provide the barber services for the youth there.
Okay. And does that also, do we also have services for young women, or is this just for, I guess barbers are just for young men, I suppose?
Yes, so Spectrum is males only.
Yes. Okay, that clarifies that then. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Marecki?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So our paperwork's indicating that it's 50% general fund and 50% childcare, but I thought that had gone to 75-25.
So the 50/50 is for institutional care and residential, so out of home, and then 75/25 is prevention, diversion, and community.
Okay, so it's still 50, it's 50/50.
Yes,
All right, thank you.
and happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Khalil?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Besides these 50 beds, what other beds do we have?
So we do not have any other contracts with any other secure placements because they're very limited. We do have one youth that is currently at MYTC, which is in Macomb. And so the state did open up their own smaller residential program that's in Macomb right now. One of those youth are our Wayne County youth. And then we have Bay Pines in the state of Michigan, which is really far away. And that's the only female secure placement that we send our females to. And then that's about it for secure placement within Michigan. It's very limited, which really pushed the discussions on how quickly we get our kids in and out. And this is where the enhanced scope of services go because we, JYS, took over the waitlist and management of the youth going from JDF to Spectrum.
Okay. Is there a need for more beds? Should we be seeking other contractors?
We've had discussions internally what we can do, but at this time there are over 30 youth at JDF that are waiting for secure bed.
That's
And-
what I was going to ask you. How many youth do we have in our facility
Yes, so
that are waiting for
currently,
placement outside of the JDF?
so I believe it's going to be plus or give or take 2 at JDF, so 30, 32 that are waiting. However, those can be youth that are going to non-secure placements, such as Wolverine or secure. And so at this time, it's only going to be Spectrum or MYTs, depending on the availability.
are we pursuing?
We have just, yeah, so we did. So we presented to you guys in our budget that we're looking at exploring if maybe we at JDF can do the secure bed placement up to 30 at JDF. So they're very close to home. They're within our proximity. They're in the JDF. And so that's a big discussion that we're exploring to make the secure beds available and actually get those kids placed really quickly in placement to get them home quicker.
And then, given it's retroactive
Yes, sir.
back to June 30th. So the contract expired June 30th, so we didn't have an existing contract, and yet our kids were still there.
Yeah, so
And
no.
As Commission Counsel pointed out, 1.3 million dollars in services were performed while there was no standing existing contract. So I don't know if Commission Counsel wants to, because that violates our procurement ordinance, of course. I don't know if Commission Counsel wants to comment. How do we rectify this, Counsel?
Commission Council.
Yeah, welcome.
Through the chair to this honorable body, with regards to the retroactivity, obviously this is not a contract where the department could have stopped services.
Correct.
So they had to continue. We owe the vendor, and I would imagine once this is approved, they would immediately process that invoice to make sure that the vendor is paid that back money.
Okay. Do we have any other mechanism when the contract expires and there's still negotiations going on for the new contract? Don't we have any kind of a mechanism here where the commission can approve something even before the new contract? Is there a way we can do this without it going to, we're violating our procurement ordinance? Is there any other step in between that we're aware of?
In this instance, probably not, because they were still negotiating. I imagine if they would have had a contract that was already negotiated, depending on how this would have interrupted operations, maybe there could have been some other method to get it sooner, but because they were negotiating, they didn't have a contract, so there was no other option but agree to terms. And so they had to come to some agreement.
We couldn't do like a 6-month or a year extension to keep us out of the procurement ordinance issue?
Well, again, that's a department question. I mean, they indicated that they were looking to make some changes, so I can't answer that. I'll have to refer to the department.
Did the department think of that? Say, hey, we need to go and ask for a 6-month or an 8-month extension under the current terms, so that we're not violating the procurement ordinance and everything's copacetic until we get to the new contract? Did the department look at that?
So we've been in discussions for quite some time. So the work internally has been completed, all the scopes, and we approached Spectrum, just a lot of back and forth. But we were so deep into it that we were over the line and we were ready to go. As soon as we came to an agreement. There was one issue that was kind of holding us back, but we did not look into the extension because we were just hopeful that this will be approved, and then that you guys would approve the fact that we were just going in negotiation to finalize this enhanced scope of services.
But at some point, it becomes obvious that the contract is expired. We don't have a new one in its place. And so I would think that the department would say, okay, we need some breathing room here. We're working on the new one. We want to get an extension of the current contract so that we stay within the bounds of county law.
Absolutely. And we will definitely look into that and consider and complete an extension of services if we ever get into this. My goal and our JYS's goal is to not get into that. And we have created some internal mechanisms. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the goal is not to do that, but here we are. All righty. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The students, the youth that are are they in the beds now, or were they being moved? That's what I'm trying to clarify.
So the kids, there's 45 kids to date. that are in the beds. So no, during this whole negotiation and the contract going retro, there was no discontinuation of services. So
Okay.
the same kids stayed in bed, they continued their program, they moved on, they progressed. We did not want that to stop. We didn't want to impede that by any means. They continued, CMOs continued doing their supervision, Spectrum continued providing services, and we can continue with the oversight while negotiating.
Okay, that's what I wanted to be clear on. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Mayberry.
I just have one final one. Thank you, Madam Chair. So was there a change in scope? Because I know their staff presented a question that there was no response to it, but it states, the transmittal letter states, in addition, the scope of services changed to align with the changes in the juvenile justice system. What are these juvenile justice system changes and how did they change the scope? But there wasn't a response given. So did the scope change?
Yes, Commissioner, we did respond this morning to them. We got that yesterday, and then we respond to them with the changes. So there are some juvenile changes, so some that I outlined that I have in front of me, but I don't think you guys got that yet, was Act 116, where the state started enhancing and pushing to not allow a discontinuation of placement. So a child must be in a CCI, a child caring institution, in order to move into another one. So for example, JDF is a CCI and Spectrum is a CCI. The child must be at JDF to go into there. So the kid can't come from the community or anything like that. And so that was one of the legal changes, or the juvenile justice changes that we implemented that. And also due to the limited residential placements, so we wanted to expedite those. So how quickly can we turn around as a child is discharged from Spectrum? How quickly can we get the next kid in?
Okay.
Without any delays. And then also just simply reducing the stay at JDF by giving Spectrum the next youth instead of them determining what youth and when. So we took over the management of the referral process, that we went digital, and also the waitlist management. So we are to tell JD or Spectrum who they're getting when they tell us a bed is available.
Okay.
So we did that just to expedite, to keep in mind LOS at JDF, which is a level of stay, and also to make sure that a child is coming from JDF to Spectrum.
Okay.
Those are the changes.
Can we get those in writing to the team?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Yep. So that was sent this morning, and I will make sure I respond to commission.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm all set.
Thank you, Commissioner McCormick.
There any youth on the wait list at this point?
Yes.
Okay, how
There's
many?
19,
Okay, 19. Okay,
and they have 5 vacancies right now out of the 50-bed contract that we're waiting for your approval.
okay. So we still, yeah. And how long have these 19 been waiting?
Oh, so we have some new ones, a day, a week, and then we have some, I believe the longest length of stay, and I can get back with you the exact, is going to be just over 100 days. But that is because the child comes into JDF, has to go through court and all that. So that all stays. And then as soon as a child does get court ordered to a secure placement, such as Spectrum, that's when the CMO can do the referral. And then a new level of stay kind of is triggered, and that's what we track. And I can definitely get that to you and to give you an outline of all the youth and their level of stay if you'd like.
That would be great. So as far as the level of stay, like the youth that has been there 100 days with no treatment, but then now they have to go to treatment, so they don't get like time served, right?
That's correct.
So, okay, that's what I wanted to clarify.
And that's one of our goals when we presented the budget, is to reduce that, to make sure whatever they're receiving at JDF is taken towards the kids' progress to allow them to get home
Get
quicker.
better. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get better. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Killeen.
Thank you for recognizing me a second time, Madam Chair. Do we have any data by whatever metrics you're using for the success of these young people if they're in a secure residential as opposed to being in the JDF? Do we have any kind of data to show by moving them into the secure residential facility that were more successful by whatever your metrics are?
Commissioner, can you elaborate a little bit more on the success? Are we speaking?
Well, that's what I'm asking you too. I don't know how, do you measure that somehow? Because I'm thinking if we're more successful with kids at a residential, uh, and we've got whatever, 39 kids that are eligible now, I'd want to get them into a more successful environment. And we talked about that a little bit, but do you have some data by whatever your metrics are to show the success of moving kids out of the JDF and into a secure residential?
So Spectrum, as a secure residential provider, they have their own metrics in which we can share that. They do send us their annual reports similar to the CMOs and all the other providers, and we can share that data with you, and you get to see their success and their effectiveness in their program as a provider, because JDF doesn't provide the same services that they do. So I wouldn't be able to compare the two.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't have, the department doesn't have, you get the same report that we would get. The department doesn't have a mechanism for saying, well, this is great, the kids are doing well, or they're not doing as good as we would like them to be. We don't have any of that kind of discussion going on within the department.
Yep. So within the department, we do have audits. And so we have an audit schedule that the contract manager that's assigned to Spectrum, they go out and audit the tools and audit their treatment and their youth and stuff like that. So we have that. And then should Spectrum receive a correction plan, they do receive that.
Yeah.
But we can definitely show you the youth that are there. Are you?
Well, I'm not looking for that kind of audit,
Okay.
right? I'm looking for recidivism,
Mhm. Okay.
right? That once they're back out into the community, are they successful? Do we see them again?
Okay.
And that would be one of the measures I would have
Okay.
for, are these residential facilities being successful with our youth? Because just to send them there and we as a county and as a department, we're not sure on the outcomes, then my question would be, well, why are we doing this if we're not sure about the outcomes? Or is this just a way to alleviate beds in JDF?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the key performance indicators is recidivism. So I can get that data for you. How many kids have been successful? How many kids came back to JDF? How many kids reoffended with the new charge? VOP?
That would be good. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd love to see it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome. Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you, ma'am. And Chair, for calling on me again. But you don't just willy-nilly pick the kids that go to a Spectrum. I mean, you have to have certain criteria to get into the Spectrum. Well, the
Provider.
Yeah, so there's different things. So can you tell us, like, what are those criteria that they would move to Spectrum? Because you just don't pick who goes over there.
Correct. Yeah. So the child is only eligible for Spectrum if they are court ordered to secure out of home placement. So that means that they have exhausted level 1, level 1.5, and now they're on level 2 for out of home. That's when the court order gets sent and shared to the CMOs, and a referral is submitted to any secure. Bay Pines for the ladies, for the females, and then for Spectrum for secure for the boys.
So the kids that don't go to Spectrum, they would be level.
So you can have a level 2 still, but go to non-secure, which is less restrictive than a secure. So they'll exhaust that. So maybe like Wolverine. So if their court order indicates non-secure, they can go to Wolverine, finish their level 2 out of home court order, and go back home.
Okay.
We also have level 1.5, which is enhanced community with a tether. And then we have level 1, which is just community probation.
Okay, and I know we've gone over this like with GrowthWorks and stuff, but we got mixed up. So the court is the one that determines what level.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
this is leveled by the court. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. I need a motion and support.
We have a motion by Commissioner Baker McCormick and a support by Commissioner Colleen.
All right. Thank you. All in favor? All right. Motion carried. All right. Next item, please.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I don't know of any. Next item.
G, public comments.
Is there anyone on Zoom or phone?
There's no one on Zoom indicating that they would like to speak.
Okay, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak? Anyone in the audience that would like to speak? Hearing none, next item, please.
Adjournment.
It's been moved and supported. All in favor? Aye, aye, aye. And let me thank our two new members.